Right. And then I can upload this as the question and answer portion on the sheet, just so that it's not, run on for so long. So
Awesome. I did
yeah.
not know recordings of this. I'm quite excited about that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sarah, that'll be great for you. So after you finish your training, you can come back and review.
I've been in the city for the last month. So all these sounds, it's like, I'm like, I don't know what that sound is. And then the thunder, it sounds like aliens. It's very, very interesting. All
Sounds
right.
very.
So, question and answer time. Let me support you in the best way that I can. What questions do you have?
I have kind of a random question that mildly, like it relates to business of yoga, but it relates a lot to just yoga teacher stuff in general. So obviously I just told you I finished up my training just in March. So it's all very fresh. I'm still learning a bunch, right? But I really want to like make my approach just like, I want to be like correct with how I'm teaching, like I wanted to like, so anyway, I have been really struggling to find like good things that I enjoy doing to help further my education in yoga philosophy, because if I want it to be a part of my brand, I want to make sure I'm doing it well. So I guess if you had like any resources or like places that you'd recommend us continuing our education, because obviously like I'm like, okay, time to review my teacher manual, like all this kind of stuff, but I want to find as many like little things as I can, because there's not like I live in Portland, Oregon, like in the States. So I'm like, there's not that much going on here resource wise. Like,
Right.
but anyway,
Right.
that's just a random question, but
Yeah. Thank you for asking. So I would definitely like shamelessly plug friction.com as a space for continued education. I have a super cool 300-hour teacher training that is inspired by the fact that I did all of those continuing education programs and it didn't add up to anything. Because when you do 300-hour teacher training, it's usually like, okay, here's 200-hour, right? And then here's 300-hour. Like it expands on all the things that you were taught. Or you do like 300-hour Ayurveda or something like that, right? So it's more specific. And if that's what you want, then do that. Like for sure. School Yoga Institute offers a 300-hour that's like Ayurvedic. So those are great. And what I really wanted was like a bunch of things. So I did meditation teacher training, I did yin and chakra. I even picked my 300-hour because it was very similar. We did nervous system discharge, restorative, and meditation teacher training. So we did 100 hours in all of those. So Frik-shuhn offers anything that you see under the courses tab can be added up to create your 300-hour teacher training, including 100-hour yin and yoga nidra in person that we do here in Costa Rica with School Yoga Institute, a teacher called Inca. If anybody knows Inca.
don't know, but I've
Okay.
seen her on the web.
Okay. Yeah. Inca and I teach that here. So it's a hybrid. You can do all online, you can do in person and online. So check that out. Now, it does look
So
at philosophy. Sorry. Go ahead.
so it's just like your 300 hours, just an additional 100 hours then actually, or
No, it's all 300 hours together. So I'll share really
your
quickly.
200 hours that you've already done and then
No,
Another.
your 200 hours only counts for 200 hours.
yeah.
And then your 300 hours is what you have to take, and it makes you a 500-hour teacher.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So if you go in here, we've got the Yin and Yoga Nidra 100-hour advanced YTT.
Okay.
And then under here, under guided courses, these are all online. So there's this one's 25 hours, past life regression facilitator training, invoking the goddesses, that's 30 hours, meditation and pranayama, that's 50, restorative 50, yoga nidra 50, yin yoga 50, awakening the chakras 50, and then actually past life regression should be over here in the self-guided.
Ooh, I like this.
Right? So you get to, we have a call and then you kind of get to pick what you want to be offering. And And then you take them. I've got an anatomy of yoga. It's 20 hours, you know, that counts towards it. There's a Reiki level 1. It's kind of pushing the Yoga Alliance requirements.
Yeah, I
but
have my Reiki. Yeah.
okay, yeah. So you get to, it's called the 300-hour build your own yoga teacher training. So this is it right here. It's online and hybrid, and you get to pick whatever it is that you want. When it comes to philosophy, we've got the past life, the goddesses, a little bit of the meditation, and then the chakras for sure. Right? But we're not, I mean, there's a million things in the works, but I have to stay focused because I want to do the sutras, I want to do the Gita, I want to really dive into the klesha. Like there's so many things. And then there's a lot of I share a lot of stuff on I have Modern Yoga Teacher on Facebook, and then through Modern Yoga Teacher is a group called Thriving Yoga Teachers. And I offer a lot of just like, I go on live on Mondays and Fridays, and I share a lot of content from there. We dive into different perspectives. We have a podcast. A lot of that is yoga based as well. And then we just talk about like life stuff. And so then I know I'm not the only one, but I create enough content that I don't spend a lot of time like looking at other resources. So yeah, so I don't have a
No,
lot.
I'm glad because that's all helpful to me.
Okay, good. Okay, great. Great. Yeah.
It's helpful for you too.
Yeah, yeah. But there are a lot of people just offering this stuff in the same way that I am. You know, what they've got. For me, I like the grounded perspective, and that's something that I don't really connect with, it being too out in the ethers. So that's where I kind of run into some trouble of like, yeah, I listen and then I'm like, okay, we're good. And I more like love the making fun of the super spiritual people with the feather earrings, and I just always laugh about it. I think it's very fun. I love feather earrings too. Don't get me wrong. Yeah.
I get what you mean though, but
Yeah. Yeah.
definitely. And sometimes I feel like it feels like a little scary with like, not scary, but I keep using that word for some reason. I don't really mean scary, but intimidating, I guess, because it does feel like it's kind of an oversaturated thing. And I just want to come off authentically. So I think just keeping in line with your core values is like, and putting that out there is like a really good piece of advice, honestly.
Yeah. I you know, even friends will say something to me, like we'll put something out. Sari put something out one time about like Brahma and Vishnu, and yeah, the way she put it out, immediately another instructor jumped on it. I was surprised. I was like, what is this, a competition? Like, why would you jump on that? Because they thought I posted it, and jumped on it like, well, Brahma this, and like it was really shocking to me, like, oh, okay, settle down. And I remember I put something like, I guess it's perspective or something like that. Like I just kind of put it out there because then Sari's like, oh my gosh, I did something wrong. I was so blah, blah, blah. I'm like, dude, this is a yoga community. Like that kind of shows like someone's like, there's something going on here. Because why would somebody troll us? Like that's a friend. So
Right.
that just know that it's probably going to happen. And I don't think he meant to be like mean or trolly or anything like that, but it was also like, whoa, dude, send me a message. One time I wrote, Kali is a badass bitch. And I had just taught a student that was of Indian descent in teacher training, and she had mentioned it like, this is quite an oxymoron. This is my culture, and you as a white woman, you're teaching me this. And she mentioned that many, many times. So she, when I said Kali's a badass bitch, or a boss ass bitch, I think I said, she messaged me right away personally and said, can I offer you some feedback? And she said, I love you. And I just want to say that what you just said is incredibly offensive. It's like if I said God is a mother effer, like it's offensive, and I just want to let you know that like you do you, and I love you, and you know, anyone from Indian culture that sees this is going to take full offense to it. And I was just like, oh, thank you for that. And just went on and changed it to like Kali as a boss or a boss
Yeah.
babe or something like that. Cause I didn't even think of it, but it was so true. So there's also ways that people can share that is helpful instead of like weirdly like head buddy. And people are just going to do what they do. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So just know, you know what? You don't know everything. And you're probably not going to. So you might slip up and you might do something wrong and you might say something wrong, and that's okay.
Yes. And just like being okay with it, that's okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh my gosh, I called the heart chakra yellow. Trust me, everybody's going to let you know it's green, but it doesn't make you a bad yoga teacher just because. Yeah, thanks for the questions. Can you all hear that or no?
Mm.
Wow.
Like here and there, maybe like, but not really.
While this video, it's going nuts right here with lightning.
Yeah.
Like super crazy.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
The cicadas were what tripped me out when I was there. Yeah. They were going
Yeah.
crazy.
Thank goodness that season is complete. Just going in the pool was like, it was piercing.
Right?
Like,
Wow.
and then they're just
Yeah.
peeing on you the whole time. My daughter came and she's like, what's that? Close your mouth. It's cicada pee.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah. So any other burning questions popping up for?
Good.
Yeah. I mean, like, really, this offering that I have for you all, it's not to convince you. I'm just saying it's a really good opportunity. If you feel ready. I mean, a lot of it is helpful in your personal life, let alone the business. So if you're really feeling, I mean, you have to be ready too, right? Like you have to be ready to dive in because that's what we're doing. We're diving in. So if you're feeling like this has been of some value to you, I mean, I think it's a really great opportunity to take the step and dive in. We're spending a year really looking at like, what are your stories, getting clear on, you know, where you're coming from to bring you to like where you want to go. And then really focusing on the business aspect of things, social media, accounting, like all of those kind of things. And then moving into the final piece, which is how do I run workshops? How do I run retreats? How do I create, you know, all of these things? We're not going to get into yoga teacher training because it's just like that in itself is its own program. But other than that, it's looking at like all the other things under the sun in improving your offerings in the business. How do I run online stuff? How do I run privates? Like, how do I do all of that? Which will be like the last. So it's kind of like broken up into 4 phases. You know, the modern day is like my simple 4-step phase. And I can't buy into it. I don't have a simple 4-step phase, but I was able to break it up into 4 different lessons that are called phases, where we look at like, yeah, where you're coming from, you know, getting clear on mindset, then looking at the business aspect of things, and then moving into like also like refining your skills on what you're offering. So that's my plugs for you. And I'm here, you know, if you need or want support, feel free to reach out. Because I'm here. So this is till June 10th. So you have 7 days if you want to be signing up for the program. There's an email coming out and it's got a link that's specific to SYI because we want to just like keep that clear. You guys have come from SYI. I appreciate that they're just always so amazing in offerings and like supporting their teachers. So it's a beautiful community to be a part of to continue. So if you do want to sign up, please use that link, because then, you know, they get their credit due.
And then you said you'll be sending out an email with like all the information of that year long. Okay.
Yeah, I think that'll be coming out at like 6 tonight, I think. It's pre-scheduled.
Right. Are you like looking for people who kind of have something established, or are kind of like maybe at a spot where like I'm at, where like, oh, I'm just about to teach my first yoga class ever, but I want to, is that kind of what are you looking for on that
Yeah,
front?
totally.
Because I'm down, but
I thank you for asking. I'm more specific, not to how long you've been teaching, but like how dedicated you are to get your business going. Because it's a beta launch, I need people that are going to show up.
Right.
So the idea is that in exchange for the discount, you are going to take the program. If you don't, we're going to remove you from the program. You will always have the pre-recorded training, always. And that eventually is what will be sold for the same cost, $500. Here's the pre-recorded training. But we have sessions every Wednesday from 8 to 10 a.m. Pacific time. If you can't make them, then you'll be watching the recordings and then posting some type of like interaction or do the homework, right? The request is for you to post 3 times a month on your social media, whether that looks like all together or separate. And then at the completion or at any time that you feel ready to do a recorded or written testimonial for the Yoga Teacher Mastermind, Modern Yoga Teacher Mastermind. That's what I ask in response, and you'll be signing a contract so that like if you're not showing up, then I'm going to remove you from the program, but you'll still have the pre-recorded portion for you to access. So there's that. Yeah. So I'm really looking for you to be like committed, like you're ready to do this. That's what I'm looking for. Yeah.
Sounds really fun, honestly.
Yeah, it's the my fave, honestly, are the 2-hour sessions, because it's like I do this and then I'm like, yeah, I'm on fire. Let's go. I'm ready. Right. And then if I don't do something next week, then I kind of like back in it and things can distract me. Like I know it's all an illusion, but I still really get wrapped up in my illusion. Right. So then I'm like off here and I forget, or I get too busy doing the lawn or something like that. So when we have the group sessions, it's just like, it's a way to keep my fire lit repeatedly. The homework is what keeps us going like through the week, and where your focus goes, your energy grows. So if you're focused on your business, right, and you're consistent with your business is going to work. I think it's that piece we were talking about earlier, Sarah, specifically about like how when we're in chaos or questioning or confusion, it creates more of that. So then we're kind of like, oh wait, no, this is oh wait, no, this is it. And I've been there. Like that was one of my biggest things, because I felt like I spent so much money trying to get other people to like show me where I was going. Just come do my coaching program. I'll fix you. And it's like, okay, no, I have more questions now. I have more training that gives me more opportunity to do more things, and I don't know what to do. So to like get consistent and like know that when you're quiet and when you show up, like being in the feeling of where you want to be, literally you'll get these like I call it Google Maps. Like it tells you turn right in 300 meters. Right. And it's clear, like, you know, here's someone emailing you for Modern Yoga Teacher right after you just said you're going to focus on the business of yoga. Like that was clear. I needed to do that. And here we are. Like, even though sometimes I'm like, ugh, like I'm starting a new business when my other business is having troubles. There's not a lot of extra capital to just be throwing at Modern Yoga Teacher. Right. So it feels very clear that this was the direction to go. So I'm going all in, because I know that like every time I've left, the net has always appeared, even if it was like at the very last second before I died, there it was. And that's kind of the level of commitment I'm looking for, because trust me, I've supported people in getting their businesses to 10, 20, 30, and $60,000 a month, but not just once in a while doing a record, like a lesson here and there. It's like, you got to go all in. And I myself am still finding that balance of how do I not go all in to the point where it's consuming every second of every day? Because that's not a business model that has been sustainable for me. And it's not a business model that I want to put out for other people either. And lots of money is great. Lots of money is great. I love it. Yeah. All right, friends. Well, I'm so happy to have spent the day with you. And I thank you so much for like trusting me and being here. And I'll send out the recordings tomorrow in another email. So like I said, if after tomorrow you don't want to be a part of the mailing list, just hit unsubscribe. That'd be awesome, instead of spam. And I hope that I see you again.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you so much for all the insights.
Yeah, sweet. Thanks for coming. All right, friends, we'll see you around for sure.
Thank
Yes,
you.
we will.
Enjoy your training, Sarah.
Thank you so
Yeah,
much.
good luck, Sarah.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you,
Bye.